Hello! Before we dive into this important topic of financial freedom, I'd like to ask you to like this content and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Your support is crucial for us to continue producing quality content about personal finance and development. Now, let's get to what matters. The journey towards financial freedom is one of the most challenging and rewarding we can undertake in our lives. It represents not just the ability to pay our bills and live comfortably, but also the freedom to make choices without the constant weight of financial worries. It's about having control over our time, our decisions, and ultimately, our destiny. But what exactly is financial freedom? We can define it as the state in which a person has sufficient financial resources to live the way they desire, without depending on a job or other people to cover their needs and some of their wants. This doesn't necessarily mean being rich, but rather having the ability to make life choices without money being the main limiting factor. The first step towards financial freedom may seem daunting, especially if you're starting from scratch or even in debt. However, it's crucial to understand that every great journey begins with a single step. And that first step, which you can take today, is simple but deeply transformative: creating financial awareness. Creating financial awareness means developing a clear and honest understanding of your current financial situation. This involves examining your finances in detail, including income, expenses, debts, and assets. It's a process of financial self-knowledge that serves as the foundation for all future decisions and actions towards financial freedom. To start creating this financial awareness today, the first concrete step is to make a detailed inventory of your entire financial situation. This includes listing all your sources of income, such as salary, investments, rentals, and freelance work. Additionally, it's essential to catalog all your monthly expenses, from rent or mortgage to spending on food, transportation, leisure, and subscriptions. Don't forget to identify all your debts, including credit cards, personal loans, and financing. Finally, make a list of all your assets, such as savings accounts, investments, real estate, and vehicles. This process may seem laborious and even a bit scary, especially if you've never done it before. But it's absolutely essential. Without a clear understanding of where you are, it's impossible to chart an effective path to where you want to go. Once you have an overview of your finances, it's time to look more closely at your spending habits. This is a crucial step because our daily habits have a huge impact on our long-term financial health. Start by noting all your expenses for at least a month. Every penny spent should be recorded. There are several apps that can help with this task, but even a simple notebook can be effective. The important thing is to be consistent and honest. At the end of the month, categorize your expenses and analyze them carefully. Ask yourself, what are your biggest expenses? Are there expenses you could reduce or eliminate? Are there patterns of impulsive or emotional spending? Are your expenses aligned with your long-term values and goals? This analysis often reveals surprising insights. You may discover that you're spending much more in certain categories than you thought, or that small daily expenses add up to a significant amount over the month. With a clear understanding of your current situation, you can start thinking about the future you want to build. Setting clear financial goals is essential to give direction to your efforts. Your goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, instead of simply saving more, set a goal like saving $500 a month. Some common goals include creating an emergency fund equivalent to 3 to 6 months of expenses, paying off all high-cost debts, saving for retirement, saving money for a down payment on a property, or investing in education and professional development. Remember that your goals can and should be adjusted over time as your situation and priorities change. The important thing is to have a North Star to guide your financial decisions. Based on the analysis of your spending and the goals you've set, the next step is to create a realistic budget. A budget is not a straitjacket, but rather a tool to help you allocate your resources in a way that aligns with your priorities. A popular method is the 50/30/20 rule, where 50% of your income is allocated to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and investments. However, this is just a starting point. The important thing is that your budget reflects your reality and your goals. If you have high-cost debts, for example, you may need to allocate more to paying them off before focusing on investments. Parallel to this financial organization, it's fundamental to invest in your financial education. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to finance. Dedicate yourself to learning more about financial management, investments, tax planning, and other relevant topics. There are countless resources available, from classic books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki to podcasts, online courses, and YouTube channels focused on personal finance. Remember that the goal is not to become a finance expert, but to acquire enough knowledge to make informed decisions and avoid common pitfalls. However, knowledge without action is useless. It's crucial to start implementing small changes in your financial routine. Start by paying yourself first. As soon as you receive your salary, set aside a percentage for savings and investments. Automate your finances by setting up automatic transfers to your savings and investment accounts. Adopt the 30-day principle. Before making a non-essential purchase, wait 30 days. If you still want the item after that period, reconsider the purchase. Practice gratitude, recognizing and appreciating what you already have, which can reduce the tendency for impulsive spending. In addition to controlling expenses and saving, it's important to explore ways to increase your income. This can significantly accelerate your journey to financial freedom. Consider asking for a raise in your current job, seeking a promotion, or moving to a better-paying job. Develop a valuable skill in the market or start a side business. Investing in education to increase your long-term earning potential can also be a valuable strategy. Investing is fundamental to building long-term wealth. Even if you can only start with small amounts, the important thing is to start. The power of compound interest over time is amazing. Begin by learning about different types of investments, such as fixed income, government bonds, CDs, variable income, stocks, investment funds, real estate investment trusts, REITs, and even cryptocurrencies, with caution and in-depth study. Remember that investing involves risks, and it's important to diversify and invest according to your risk profile and objectives. Life is unpredictable, and being financially prepared for emergencies is crucial. Start building an emergency fund equivalent to 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. This will give you peace of mind and prevent you from resorting to expensive debt in times of need. It may seem unrelated, but taking care of your health is an investment in your financial freedom. Health problems can be extremely expensive and impact your ability to generate income. Additionally, financial stress can negatively affect your health. Invest in healthy eating, regular exercise, stress management techniques like meditation, and regular medical checkups. Your journey to financial freedom is not a straight line. It's important to regularly review your progress, celebrate victories, even small ones, and adjust your plan as necessary. Do a monthly review of your budget and a more in-depth annual review of your goals and strategies. Last but not least, work on developing an abundance mindset. This means focusing on opportunities, not limitations, seeing money as a tool to create value, not as an end in itself, being open to new ideas and opportunities, and cultivating gratitude for what you already have while working towards what you desire. Remember, financial freedom is not just about numbers in a bank account. It's about creating a life that gives you peace of mind, options, and the ability to live according to your values. By taking this first step of creating financial awareness, you're setting in motion a series of changes that, over time, can radically transform your financial life. It's a process that requires patience, persistence, and often the courage to make significant changes in your habits and way of thinking. Don't be intimidated by the magnitude of the task. Remember that every small action counts. Every conscious decision to spend less, save more, or invest wisely is a step towards your financial freedom. Over time, these small steps will accumulate and create powerful momentum. It's also important to recognize that the journey to financial freedom is personal and unique. What works for one person may not work for another. Be open to trying different strategies and adapting your plan as needed. Moreover, don't underestimate the power of social support. Share your goals with trusted friends and family. Consider finding a financial mentor or participating in personal finance discussion groups. Having a support network can provide motivation, accountability, and valuable insights. As you progress on your journey, you may encounter challenges and setbacks. This is normal and expected. The important thing is to maintain focus on the long term and not be discouraged by temporary setbacks. Each obstacle overcome is a lesson learned that will make you financially stronger and wiser. Also remember that financial freedom is not a final destination, but an ongoing process. Even when you achieve your initial goals, there will always be new goals to set, new knowledge to acquire, and new ways to grow financially. Finally, don't forget to enjoy the journey. While focusing on financial freedom is important, it's crucial not to sacrifice your present quality of life in the name of an uncertain future. Find a balance between living well today and building a solid financial future. By taking this first step today, you're starting a transformative journey. A journey that will not only change your financial situation but has the potential to positively impact all aspects of your life. You're investing in yourself, in your future, and in your peace of mind. So, are you ready to take that first step? Start creating your financial awareness today. Make that detailed survey of your finances, examine your spending habits, establish your first financial goals. No matter how small it may seem, the important thing is to start. Remember, financial freedom is not a distant dream reserved for a privileged few. It's an achievable goal for anyone willing to commit to the process, continuously learn, and make the necessary choices day after day. You have the power to transform your financial reality. It all starts with this first step. Take it today and embark on this exciting journey towards your financial freedom. The future you desire is waiting for you. Go ahead and conquer it.